patient thinking. So at the end of term, I said, all right, you've written your 3 essays on these 3, motifs. I want you to now illustrate your book. And they go, well, I don't know how to draw. So, I walk around. I said, all right, give me a pen. So I make a squiggle. And I said, now, pick it up. And turn around 10 minutes later, she has drawn a masterpiece. It's amazing. It's on that video. And I'm like, wow, I've got chills on my arms even as I remember her. And I have her on my video saying, I'm unstoppable. She would come and see me for 2 semesters after that, and then she graduated from that college. In another class, I said, all right, I want you to imagine, and they just looked at me. I'm like, what's wrong? Almost with one voice, they said, I don't have an imagination. I was shocked, because I live in this wonderful world. I can be anything, anywhere, and it's fantastic. So I said, all right, put down your pens. I want you to close your eyes. And I did a quick process with them. And I said, all right, now we're done. Open your eyes. I said, how long did that take you? 10 minutes? I said, oh, 15 minutes? They said, no. 2 minutes? So it varied for them. I said, all right, can you imagine now? And they lit up, and they did that assignment. So we need to awaken their imagination, because TV, with all the radiation as well, really dulls the mind. And I'm not anti-TV. I also watch TV. I love detective shows. I can't watch silly shows. I mean, fun shows, yes. Detective stories, yes. But I can't watch the girl talk shows, and I just can't. But and then PBS and things like that. Good cinema, I love good cinema. So there is this deadening of our cultures, and then of course it's happening with chemicals in our foods, chemicals in the air. All of this is taking a toll. And then also for the whole new world that we wish to create, it's not coming in the future, it's already happened. The future is in the past. We need to awaken each of us and all of them to our deep intuitive capacities, because that is where we will understand who we are. Now, I understand also that there are many of us who are hypersensitive, and I'm saying this because we were in a conversation, I was with somebody, and she said her daughter's highly sensitive, and I am too. Sensitivity allows you the capacity to pick up a lot of good information, but we also need to learn how to deal with it. So we need discernment along with it, because as Carla said, we do get confusion comes in, and also overwhelm for many of us who are sensitive. So we need to develop that capacity to see the difference, use the sensitivity to pick up the knowledge and the information, but then also learn to discern, because it can be overwhelming. It can give you a tummy ache and a headache and all of that. So we need to walk that path and develop then the intuitive capacity to learn indeed of who we are, and learn of our compassion through our animal selves. We are also animal. We have unfortunately separated ourselves so much, thinking we are greater and superior, that we have given into our own shadow and our weakness. So we understand that compassion through, there are many stories. I don't know if you've seen this little video of a dog in a little camp in Argentina, one of the villages. And this family moved, they have no money, they have 3, 4 animals, a dog, no food. This one dog walks at night at around 8 o'clock, same time every day, to one spot where the woman was feeding animals. And she noticed this dog. And he, didn't eat all of it. So she realized the dog would want to take it away. She starts putting it in a bag. And so the dog ate a little bit, picked up the bag, and would walk back. Every night, the same time. So one night she followed him. And he would eat a little bit, then pick up the bag, and walk back 4 miles to the camp and feed the other animals. This is compassion. So, yes, creativity, sharing of stories and motifs from all our different cultures, archetypes, imagination, so that we get excited about learning and not take it as a chore or as a punishment, and then develop our intuitive capacities. And this must be across the board, teachers, students. I have colleagues, Ambika, but you're the one with the imagination. I just sit here. I said, no, because it would really bore me to just teach grammar. I can't do it. You know, once you understand the feel of the language, you know what to do with the punctuation. So let's all stay awake. I know you are awake. And let's be excited and enlivened by our own capacities, because nobody can inspire you. Your greatest self is already in you that inspires you. So I'm here to remind you to be inspired by yourself. And in your wholeness, then we can all work and play together. And ultimately, it's all about play, as you said. And come, because I'm going to give the mic back to you. I'm really happy that she ended it with the idea of the dance, because we know dance very well, right? The Natya Shastra and the Tandava and all life and atom being a dance. So thank you very, very much. I wish I could clone her and fill my school with her. Thank you.
Yeah.
It was really lovely to hear teachers sort of have these different perspectives. I work with kids. I own a yoga retreat company, and we take kids out into nature. We do something called the Little Eco Warriors, and we call it also planting seeds. And I notice a lot that I'm kind of breaking them out of these boxed-in ideas in school, and then we invite the parents to come along, and we encourage the parents to come, and then I realized that it's this combination of what they're learning at home and sort of what the teachers are teaching them and what the education system's teaching them. What I'm really intrigued about after the work I've done with these kids, and we teach them about elements and chakras, and we bring in, you know, dance and music, and a lot of them have not even, they're sort of like, oh, I'm into computers, or I'm into, you know, sports, and it's just this I'm into this sort of thing, you know, it's never like everything is encompassing. But the question that I want to ask is, what do you think is the difference between knowledge and wisdom? Take your time.
I'll answer in a slightly roundabout way, in that I think sometimes linguistics, grammar is so important, and words, I completely agree, say so much, and the structures that we use say so much. But I also think that sometimes language can be a bit of a trap, and it can prevent us from connecting with the truth and the meaning behind a word. I'd like to give an example. If I say the word freedom, what are the associations that you have in your mind? So just shout out, freedom. Flight. Oh, okay, nice. Most kids go, USA. I don't know if anyone else thought of that. I'm half American. I don't say that in a negative sense. But I think that what happens is sometimes words get so overused and so confused that the meaning is taken away from them. Also, if I say the word happiness, you may have the image of the yellow smiley face with the dots, you know? And I think that perhaps we can think about knowledge and wisdom also in that sense. For me personally, true knowledge is wisdom. Knowledge, wisdom is something that we know through our experiences, and also that we feel instinctively. I think it's a combination of the two, something we've learned and experienced and something that we feel. That would be my perception.
I just wanted to add with that, I feel sometimes like the kids I work with are very wise. They're way more wise than I am.
Yes.
I am conditioned, and they're so not. So sometimes I feel like the knowledge that they're receiving in school is not making them wise, and it's just very strange. And you know, when I work with these kids, I wonder to myself, it's almost like they should be teaching us, you know?
Yes. I think that a lot of the time it's a really sad situation that what we're actually doing in schools, I say we, but I don't want to feel complicit because that's not what I do. I think what schools often do is they try to put children in those boxes and say, okay, you're going to be into this and you're going to be into that. And they try to take away that inherent connectedness and creativity. And
I would say the word should be curiosity. We are naturally born curious. We will touch the plug there and then we get hurt. curious to see things. And what we are doing is we're conditioning them and we're killing their curiosity.
Yes.
And that is what needs to be revived, nothing else.
Absolutely.
You have a curious mind, you let it flow, and you come up with great things to happen for yourself.
Absolutely. And when children are curious, and we're busy, and we're made busy, and adults too, absolutely. And I think the point about being made busy and constantly filling in things, what happens is when a child is curious and we're trying to get through the lesson and get the objectives met and get all the boxes ticked, when that curious child comes to us and says, kind of a slightly random, kind of off-kilter question, sometimes we're so pushed and we're so busy that we have to say, okay, I can't answer that right now. Or, okay, that's not what we're talking about right now. And that's really sad when that happens.
In research, we have this laddering technique, okay? And when we do this qualitative research, with women, for consumer research, focus groups, for, FMCG, any kind of products, we start by asking, for example, if it's rice, why do you use this rice brand? Because, my children love it. Why do your children love it? Oh, because, it's so nice and fluffy. Why is it so nice? You take it on to come to the core attribute of that rice. And that's what you see amongst adults. So you need to give them the opportunity to think and to come up with answers, rather than them asking the questions and you giving them standard rote answers, your version of the answers. Yeah, they have to find
Completely
the answers
agree.
themselves.
Absolutely. And my real hope for this company, so we're just finishing our first year now, and my real hope is that when we can kind of prove that what we're doing, because it's so hard to prove development with numbers, and schools want numbers, businesses want numbers, but people aren't. We're not numbers. I digress. When hopefully we can prove that what we're doing is really productive, that's my dream, is that we can actually bring that education back into schools. I learnt yesterday in a different talk that in India you used to have a subject called moral science. And that's been removed. So what we need to do is bring that back in through small companies, through small initiatives, and when it's growing and when that potential is shown, we can then bring it up on a big scale. Exactly. Yeah. And I think it's something to be really positive about, that this is a movement and people are waking up and connecting again. Yes.
I would like just to add a comment, because we think sometimes that uniqueness and unity are two contradicting concepts. While it's every individual is a unique person, and then in education, then we have to treat every child, every student as a treasure and unique. Yet this uniqueness does not lead essentially to individual culture. It's like me and the others, competitions, because I am better, because I am good and he's bad, I'm clever and he